what happened with me is the last night game that Morris played Lincoln. I think it was '89. I went to the game, and that's the game. That was the last Morris Lincoln night game because it was a war, and all the homies was in one side of the field, in the middle was Lincoln, and the other side was the South. And you would hear like South Side, Lincoln, East Side, like it was like echoing all through the stadium. So I walked up on the homies, they was all together, and the homies was like, I was like, oh, this on? They was like, yeah. I was like, well, then I'm fighting too, right? And the homies was like, no, we refuse to let you get in this. They was like, if you don't get away from us, we're gonna jump you. And they made me get away from it. It was like, we don't want this. Like, no, like you're not doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want you to be the one who we brag about. So they wouldn't allow me to gang bang. They wouldn't allow me to hang out. None of that. They'd be like, nah, get away. And so that's what happened. They was like, you're going to practice. You're not coming to the block. So like, even if I was on the block, if something was gonna go down or something, they'd be like, bye, you gotta go. So they looked out for me, homie. And then it was crazy because when they were like a lot of homies that was in jail, when they used to get out, they used to be like, man, we was watching you in jail. Like, you be like, how the hell y'all was watching me in jail? They'd be like, man, we used to brag about you all the time in jail. So it was crazy. Like, I always played for the homies. Like, I would always keep them. I always had on red rag, or I'll have on a red stocking cap all the time. I always rep the homies no matter what. Cause I always thank them for pushing me away from the bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, funny story, right? Completely off subject, but I had a homie that went to college with your brother, Drew.
Oh,
And
at Northridge.
this when I was, I think it was in the South, like Alabama or
Oh,
something.
Troy State.
First day, I got a homie named Bernard, and that nigga crazy in his own right, right?
Right.
That nigga, that nigga aggressive, and he played football, right? But we used to always hoop at the Camp Creek LA Fitness. I
Right,
used to
right.
play Camp Creek LA Fitness in Atlanta. Your brother used to go to the Camp Creek LA. He don't live too far, and that Camp Creek is like super turn. So I see your brother all the time in there. You know what I'm saying? I used to have a sack too, so I used to you know what I'm saying, hook him up and shit, right?
Right, right, right.
And that nigga was like, you know that nigga?